Still,
quickly.
still right for the fentanyl.
All right, here we go. Good evening and welcome to another exciting episode of Goth Yearbook After Hours. Is our host as always, Eric, aka the Eric Wynn. And with us as always is that hostess with that mostest, Caitlin, aka the Caitlin D. Caitlin, how you didgery doing?
Oh, I
Oh
thought you were gonna
shit!
go with the other topic.
No, I
By
want
the
to.
way, yes. So
I've been
I'll
I
get to the other one
I've been
because I was
sitting on
gonna
that
be like,
didgeridoo
I'm
one for a couple
vaccinated.
weeks.
No, that's pretty good. That's like okay. Well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
compartmentalize my brain really quick because I want to talk about these two things at the exact same time, but they don't match at all. So there's
Yeah.
the me getting vaccinated, and there's my didgeridoo career. And you asked about the didgeridoos, so I feel that I must say since you posted that, and then I reposted, and if you don't know what we're talking about, I have a didgeridoo. Every time I'm on psychedelics, it's like the most delightful thing in the world to sit and play the didgeridoo, or eat. Honestly, even if I'm just sad or having a lot of anxiety, because I can't play it at all. But like to
Well,
play it, you have to make a ridiculous sound because the way you play it is uh, like fluttering your lips and just blowing out sound and like humming as loud as you can, basically. So
you know how to whistle, darling.
it's how
Don't
you
you
do
put
all
your
the
lips
best
together
things
and
in
you
life,
flutter.
Yeah. And so I was doing this for Eric the other night to show him my didgeridoo skills to intimidate him.
Skills.
And yeah, and he I guess he put it on our Patreon or something, and then he put up a promo, and then I put like something about me not including didgeridoo on my album, which is premiering tomorrow, yay, or if you're listening to this
Afterwards.
after Friday,
Find
February 5th. It's out there, Deus Ex Machina by Caitlin D. Or yeah, that's correct, on all the music apps.
Which part
Anyway,
were
I
you
was like,
not sure on your own name? Were you like, was it me that released this?
yes. Well, it is a fake, it's kind of a fake name, so sometimes I get confused.
I forget that mine
Especially
is
if-
kind of a fake. Well, not fake, but it's like sometimes I'm like, wait, that is not my like name that I go by. The is not my first name.
Reminds me, I was telling my sister's husband about like our friendship and how
Mhm.
we've like gotten super close over this year, and it's like, yeah, like I feel like he's like one of my best friends now. He's like, oh, what's his last name? And I was like, how
That's
dare
true.
you?
That's true.
No,
I
but
guess
it took
that
me
would
a
be thrown
second
if I
because
had to know your real last name.
I couldn't remember which was your real last name. That was the problem.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Anyway, so I got a lot of responses from people that were disappointed that I didn't have didgeridoo, and basically I just got a bunch of messages saying like, "You fucked up," like really
Oh my
angry.
God. Australian people, like,
I mean, no, they were kidding. They were my friends, but it was like, you know, all my music friends that
Yeah.
were like, "Oh man, you done fucked up not putting didgeridoo on this album." So I guess I know what I'm working on for the next project. Is a didgeridoo exclusive
oh my gosh, my
project that your hair's looking great, dude. Stop fussing with it.
I will. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. That's about all I got on the didgeridoo.
I
for
only
this
wanted to
evening.
bring it up because I didn't get a chance because we did it right before we did our Elvira episode, which you can find if you subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/Goth Yearbook After Hours. But I never got a chance to tell you, like, you're not good at it. I just assumed because you're really good at like the guitar and like you're a singer-songwriter, and I thought like you were gonna, because the didgeridoo, it sounds like wow wow wow, and that
I feel like you're challenging me right now. I feel like you want me to get it out.
I'm not. No. Well, yeah. So hold on. I'll stop myself on that one. I
No,
feel
the
free to go
problem is-
grab it and
No.
show the people because they might need to hear it now.
I feel like you're spreading. No, this is treason.
Treason?
Treason's not the right word. What's the word when you're slander? This is slander.
Yeah. Backstab.
Okay, I'm not good at didgeridoo, but I'm not as bad as that video shows.
Okay, maybe
Because
I'll
it's
give you the
really hard to do when you're laughing. It's
Yeah.
really hard.
I'll give you the
And
Benny
it's
of the
hard
D.
to not laugh because it sounds so ridiculous.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it super fun. So, and honestly, it's like meant as a healing instrument. And what is more healing than laughter? So in a
That's
way,
true, yeah.
I am very good at the didgeridoo.
I apologize. Wait, so you when you play it, you can actually make it. You don't have to bust it out now because I know it'll probably be hard to actually make that sound on the spot. But like, you can actually have it do that thing where it's like wow wow wow, like the way it sounds typically or classically when you hear like a didgeridoo sound effect or whatever. You can actually have it create
If
that.
I am on mushrooms, yes, I can do that. Yeah, yeah.
I'm not kidding. I thought you were because this
no,
whole time.
but what I can't.
Go on.
No, sorry. I just did the angry, frustrated woman.
I thought you froze for a second.
Her, but you weren't actually interrupting me that badly.
Mhm.
I can't do the circular breathing, which is when you can play it when you're also inhaling and exhaling.
Yeah.
But I can. It literally is like you are supposed to play it that way. That wasn't just me bullshitting. It is just like.
I just again I want to say because you are a great singer songwriter, you could play the guitar, all the stuff. So I just automatically assumed like you could play it, and it was so like ceremonial. Mutual friend Rachel was laughing at that clip because you kind of like it's very much like you're like walking back with it as if like the guard or something in the crossing of the guard, like it seems very official, like you're about to like just bust it out, and then I hear like a horse or something. It was like I was like, oh, you just have this thing
that's how you play it. I'm gonna have to make a whole didgeridoo album just to shame you back. Now this is becoming a real aspiration. I was actually wondering how I was gonna like become inspired for my next project or whatever, and this is absolutely just gonna be my next revenge project.
I picture you like the album cover. It's like you up in like Laurel Canyon, like looking off, and it's called like "What Would You Didgeridoo?"
What did you didgeridoo last summer?
That's good. Okay, yeah, we kind of trampled all over it, but before we get going to the rest of our show, you do have some big news from today.
Like, yeah, I got vaccinated. Apparently I'm a healthcare worker because I'm a massage therapist.
The didgeridoo.
No, it is funny though, because like I am a massage therapist. It is a state licensed program. You have to have a certain number of hours. You have to take a state test. You have to do jump through all sorts of hoops. And yet like I was still surprised that I qualified, which I mean, it's sort of like, it's funny because there are massage therapists are like classically easily trampled upon people, and like if you look at like the national like salary for massage therapists over the years, like there's a lot of like battle between massage therapists and legitimacy basically throughout history, like since the beginning of time. But it was funny because my sister, who is a physical therapist, which is like the real healthcare worker, she's like a doctor and shit. Doctor of physical therapy.
Damn. Oh shit.
She doesn't listen to this show. But it was really funny because we have this like again a classic rivalry throughout the annals of time. And I don't, is that
the what
annals?
Of time?
Is that right?
Jeez.
I'm just gonna say throughout time.
Yeah.
But I told her that I was eligible for the vaccine, and she straight up texted me like, is massage therapy considered healthcare? And I was like, God, I fucking hate you. Like, even when it comes to like me getting a potentially like life-saving vaccine, you'd like find a way to just knock me down.
That's like something that would be like in the group chat, like my friends group chat. That's something we would definitely like start like saying to one another. Like if any of us came forward and we're like, we gotta be like, how essential are we talking now? They're getting real loose with that term.
I'm not essential. My business has been closed. I'm totally fine with being non-essential. Super blessed, thankful not to be essential. But it is healthcare technically. So yeah, I got my vaccine this morning. It was perfect timing. I've been trying to get a appointment for weeks, and I've been going to the website and like refreshing, and because like as soon as they put up appointments now, they're just gone like within minutes basically. So I got really lucky this morning. I was able to get in, go to work, got the sore arm, bled all over my arm. It was magical. It was just great.
Nice. Yeah,
I loved every moment.
Very scenic too. I got some sneak behind the scenes shots of that COVID vaccination line. Looked like it was just a beautiful sight. I saw a Yoo-hoo bottle.
Yep, there was a Yoo-hoo bottle, there was a fat goose. There were lots of fat geese, but I liked the one fat goose that I sent you.
Mm-hmm.
And I made an optometrist friend.
Nice. Hey,
So
this
that's
thing's
it.
actually
Now I'm
bringing us together.
vaccinated. I'm invincible. I'm amazing at the didgeridoo. No further questions about me.
Excellent.
Thank you. How are you? I guess.
Great. So, want to quickly plug a few things. We do. I kind of said before, but Patreon. I am trying to push people to the Patreon because we got some great episodes on there right now. Where a lot of people are really loving the history classes that we're doing every Sunday. We've already done Elvira, Mary Shelley, Vincent Price, Edgar Allan Poe. The only way that you can get access to all these is by going to our Patreon, patreon.com/Goth Yearbook After Hours. I almost said the radio show by mistake. $5 for a month, and you get a whole extra episode every single week. Plus, like a good back catalog right now of some of like our really fun ones, like when we did the Clueless episode, when we did the classic Leo movie,
Romeo and Juliet.
plus Juliet. And also, we got something tomorrow. Caitlin has some exciting stuff to drop for tomorrow.
Yeah, I already said that. The album, right?
I couldn't remember if we talked about it before we went live or not, to be honest.
No, I have an album coming out tomorrow, guys. I've been talking about it on my Instagram. I don't want to, it's neither here nor there. This is why I'm horrible at self-promoting.
Yeah, I was going to say, the second we finally give you like a true thing, you're like,
it's just like my lifelong dream.
Get it away from me.
Produce my own. It's just something I dreamed about since I was a little girl. But it's not a big deal. You don't really have to check it out. No, this is my first self-produced album. It's also my first full-length album, 9 songs, 34 minutes. It is a concept album, but I'm like not quite sharing the concept yet because I do want people to listen to it first and sort of have their own experience of it if that's your bag. And then at some point I am going to be talking more about the story behind it because there is more to unfold from this album in other forms of media. So that's also going to be an exciting journey and one that I will share nothing more about because I just don't want to right now.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, check out the music. It's going to be out at midnight.
Hey, and you don't have to share anything if you don't want to.
And I played all the instruments on it. There's not a didgeridoo in sight, but now I have to go back and redo the whole damn thing.
Or the didgeridoo remix.
I just like take it down off of the distribution site and like, I'm sorry, this isn't ready.
I'm excited. It's going to be very fun. This Sunday, before we do our Patreon episode, we are going to have a little bit of like a listening party thing going on. So just take a look at the Instagram. We'll be kind of posting about it. And then next Thursday, we have comedian Jonah Ray coming on the show. Very exciting. So stay tuned for lots of fun stuff. But on that note, I think it's time to say hello to our guest for this evening, who I'm going to very smoothly ask to unmute. And coming to us live via satellite, via astral projection, we have the one, the only Edie Patterson joining us this evening. Hello, Edie, are you there?
Hello, I'm here.
That was one of the smoothest ones yet. They arrived right perfectly.
We need a hand signal for that. And then as soon as you said that, I was about to make fun of you for not doing it smoothly, and then I started choking, and I had to mute myself and cough. Welcome.
Hey, thanks.
How awkward would that be? Like you go on a podcast with people you don't know, and like immediately you watch, like you witness through the Zoom thing, like one of the hosts just like kind of choking and like. Your screen's all blue already, so we wouldn't even know if Caitlin was like doing back. She looks all blue as it is with the way that the lights in there.
Caitlin, what concept albums do you super dig?
Ooh,
good
question.
All time.
I can't say that it's necessarily that I've been into concept albums. It's like my family has always been really into theater, and I actually did like a lot of acting and like theater stuff growing up. And my brother is a Broadway producer, and so he started producing shows when I was like really young because he's older. He's like 10 years older than me. And so I'm like, I just love like the idea of, and I love books. I'm like really into fantasy sci-fi kind of novels. And so I love the idea of like a whole story unfolding in like 30 minutes over
Yeah.
music, basically.
Yeah.
But I can't, like, I can think of a bunch of obscure, weird musicals that I like, but I honestly can't off the cuff think of a concept album that I
Edie,
like.
just-
do you have one, Edie?
Well, when Caitlin said that, I was like, can I think of any concept albums that I like? And I super dig Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars.
That's a good one.
And weirdly, this one popped in my head. That Ben Folds one that's like the unauthorized biography of Reinhold Messner.
Oh, that's a great.
And
that
I remember
is a
when
really
that
good
one. Yeah, and that one like made me read about Reinhold Messner. You know what I mean? Because I was like, did he really have narcolepsy? Like, did he? And I didn't know who that was, but that had the right effect on me at the right time, where I was like, who is this? I'm taken to a world.
Yeah, it's a really fun experiment. Like, I'm one of those people, my attention span is non-existent, so I have to constantly be like switching channels kind of thing between mediums. And so it was like really fun to work on like a story through music, basically, and like through sort of like different characters' voices, because also I also get to reveal nothing about myself, and I can cloak it in a million characters and metaphors and stuff. And
well, I mean, it's dope because it's also everything about yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's still a secret, though.
Yeah. I like it.
How are you doing this evening? All the way down there in LA for, well, both of you technically. I'm all the way up here, but how are you doing this evening, Edie? Again, thank you for swinging by our little show here. I like your headphones, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
You know what? I got these in an airport once. I have some some genuinely dope Sony wireless ones that I did all the geek research on of are there any headphones better than Bose? And apparently those are. But these are so rad, and I got them in the airport once out of desperation, and they were like $15 or something, and they're awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The airport really brings out a true desperation kind of buy out of me. Like when I'm really things that I will otherwise be I would never spend that much money. Somehow in the airport, it's just it's lawless. I'm just right when that you can feel the timeline. We're fuck, I have to get on there anymore. And they're this little water bottle. It's $30. You're just give it to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I think your brain does something too in an airport, or it can, where it's I don't know, something goes well, this is the end. I need everything. I need everything I'm ever gonna need. I need everything that could possibly make me happy on that airplane. It's why?
It's the only time I ever buy magazines.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like the money I spend there doesn't count. It's like maritime law or something. I'm this. Totally. I'm in no country now.
Yeah, international waters, walking around there. How have you been hanging in there so far during this time? We kind of talked about it a little bit beforehand, but it sounds like, because I knew looking through your IMDb and just also kind of already knowing that you do some voice work. You said that you've been doing some from at home, in your closet?
Yeah. I'm a voice on this, on a couple of things right now, but this one called 10-Year-Old Tom that's not out yet. That's an HBO Max thing.
Oh, shit.
And Tom's voiced by a grown man, and I'm Tom's mom. So yeah, and the guy who created the show, Steve Dildarian, he likes to do group records.
Mm-hmm.
And so there'll be oftentimes at least 3 of us in different houses around wherever, standing in closets and whatever. And it's kind of awesome because then it opens it up to being able to improvise a bit. Nice. Whereas a lot of times with voiceover stuff, you just record all your stuff in a chunk, you know? But yeah, the way he does it is fun. But yeah, I've been, I literally have a setup amongst my clothes right now.
That's great. When I was doing a little bit of research just before we went on the air with you, I never knew this before, but apparently you did a lot of anime back in the 90s, voiceover work for English overdubs. Is that correct, or is that just IMDb?
Well, it's
weirdness? Correct.
It's it's both things. It's correct, and it's and it's that mix of the internet's a liar.
Yeah.
So it's I did do a couple of those for sure.
How did you get those gigs back then? Like out of curiosity.
Weirdly, while I still lived in Texas,
Mhm.
and right after I graduated
The anime
college,
hub of the world.
Yeah, crazy. But there was a guy in Austin who was doing these, but they weirdly on a couple of them or on one at least, I don't remember which one. I don't remember if it's Tekken or The Legend of Crystania. They have a year that is like not the year that I did it.
Oh,
so I don't know if they like got me confused with someone else who did it, but they've got some crazy 90s date. And I was like, well, fuck me. The only ones I ever did were in like 1999.
Yeah,
there's
it
one
was
of
like
them that
93
says, like,
or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's why I was very
Yeah.
like impressed. I was like, holy shit, like I was very
No, I mean, I was definitely like a young kid doing those, but not like a kid,
Yeah.
you know, like, yeah, it's, you know, the internet's fucked sometimes. But yes, I did do those. And it was cool because you would go in and like, you would match the mouth flaps. So the things you said, you would need to line it up.
Oh,
it was
shit.
almost like a super complex version of like when you go in to do ADR for like a TV thing or a movie thing you did. And you got to kind of like, it counts down and you match your flaps. Yeah. But yeah, it was like doing that for a whole cartoon.
Damn.
Yeah, I've always like
sounds
wondered
intense.
when I'm watching stuff like that. I'm like, how do they know what to do first? Like, what do you know, like it just seems so hard to match up. But then I realize also that probably our perception like kind of matches a lot more than maybe is actually like maybe a lip reader would be like, that is incorrect. Like that's
for
not
sure.
accurate.
I mean, probably a lip reader would go like, actually everything they're saying is in Japanese. Like these English words you're saying do not fit. Those were a trip to go do.
When you do them these days, just out of curiosity, because like I remember back in the day, just in the 90s, like it was like the first time that they started showing, like, because I feel like when like Disney was kind of like on that upswing again, that was like the first time that they're like, oh, let's like start having like celebrities be doing the voices, and like that'll be part of the draw. So I remember it was like a big deal when Tom Hanks did what the fuck's that guy's name, Woody from Toy Story. And they would show like these things of him being like so animated, like I'm going, like when they would show like behind the scenes of him recording. Do you is that they always show that? And I never know if that's just like they want to show that because that's like the most exciting thing. But do you get that animated when you're recording? Do you feel like you have to like draw something out yourself that's that physical?
Yeah, you know, yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do this other one called The Fungies that it's actually a kids show.
Yeah.
But it's super funny. It's kind of in that vein of like, I did a bunch of We Bare Bears too.
Yes.
And it's that thing of like, it's kind of dope for adults too.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes with those, I find myself, it's more like I find it happening though. I don't know if it's, the thing of like, and now I'm gonna do this. But there's times when you just need it to sound right. So you need to actually yell, or you need to like feel the thing. Usually there's not with this one I'm doing now, but like with the Fungies, they usually have an animatic where they'll show you like, oh, it's gonna kind of look like this. And that'll extra give you a sense of like, oh, I'm surprised here. Or like, oh, I'm way far like across the river when I yell this, or, you know. But yeah, I do find myself moving around. I don't know if I did with those dub ones. The dub ones were weird because like I said, it already all existed. And then you're just like making things fit it.
Yeah. So that sounds like just
then
homework.
I never knew what they were for. Like I never knew if they showed anywhere. They were for this company called AD Vision Films, and like
it's just some guy in his basement.
I know.
It's actually
But
like war
like,
propaganda films that are for like a different country and you'd never hear about it. It's like, oh shit.
Right. I just was so stoked to be doing something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, cool. I get to go like dub this thing. Because I'd never done anything like that ever before. But yeah, I don't even know. But yeah, those are a slightly different experience. Well, yeah, I do move around.
This is definitely the perfect time to be voice acting.
Yeah, no shit.
For real.
But also, Eric, if you ever, we do sometimes like this like after studio thing where we like kind of mangle popular film scripts and then have our friends come on the show and like do readings with us. And so Eric is, I think, asking for tips because he's been struggling a little with some of the acting bits of it.
How dare you, first of all.
So I hope he takes your advice. I'd like to see more embodiment, Eric.
You're going to see the microphone go flying. I'm just going to be hitting the desk way too hard.
His Vincent Price impression is like
the Vincent Price has been very hard for me to tack down. Good evening.
That's a no joke impression.
Yeah, no. The only one I was able to do, I'll do it again, is because they said he was like a roller coaster enthusiast, and I asked Kaylin, you know what he sounds like on a roller coaster? Hoo-wee! Which I feel is pretty good.
Wow.
I'm going to take that as a very positive wow.
Yep, take it as a pause.
So real quickly, we got a lot of questions actually, but before we hit that, I just want to say, so you play Judy Gemstone on the incredible HBO show The Righteous Gemstones. I believe I remember reading this because I fucking fell in love with that show the second I heard about it coming out. I was so stoked, cool. And it was so, like, hands down one of the funniest comedies I've seen, like, awesome. Ever. It's so good. And I was just like, immediately after it was done, I just was so excited to be like, when are they going to film a second season? And so I'm curious, like, have you guys been trying to like work around this past year with it? Are you guys like kind of writing? I know you're a writer on that show as well. Have you been like kind of writing from home for the second season or?
Yeah. So usually like the first season we rewrote all there. We filmed in South Carolina and we wrote all the first season there. And then we actually wrote the second season there and then shot for 2 days, I think. And then the world shut down.
Yeah.
And then for the past like chunk of months, we kind of revamped the whole second season. Me remotely from here. And we'll go back hopefully and start shooting again in March.
What's that like because I'm assuming when you're writing, it was like you guys writing together, you all writing out there kind of like in a community sense. Is it kind of harder when you're not like that in person bouncing off, or do you feel like you guys have been able to still make it flow in the same sort of way?
Yeah, shockingly, I mean, you do get a certain magic when you're in the room with people, but shockingly, it's kind of crazy how pull-offable it is and doable to do the sort of group stuff on Zoom.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there just was a certain magic in that, or if we just had all decided without talking, like, we will make this work, but for whatever reason, it really did.
That's awesome.
Well, I was telling Eric today, like, what if when we do actually meet in person, like, we actually like can't hold a conversation at all? Yeah. For the past year, we've been like hosting the show together, but like as soon as we're actually in the room, it's like a bad like first meeting scenario where it's like so you like can't think of a single thing to say to someone.
Oh man, like so cringe, like you're both so uncomfortable.
I was telling her we just like both pull out our phones and start like a Zoom thing and just like connect right there, and all of a sudden it's like it flows perfectly. It's like, oh, that's just that it was Zoom who needed to be here with us all along.
Zoom was the real friend we made along the way. I had a question about writing during this. Like, it seems so difficult to sort of set, like, I think up until maybe 2019, beginning of 2020, you could write a show that was sort of like ambiguous time, and you just assume it's, I don't know, anywhere between 2015 and 2020. But like now it's like, okay, do you say anything about the pandemic?
Right.
Do you set it specifically, this is 2018, now it's sort of a period thing? Do you include that? How do you guys work with that?
We kind of go the route of our show does take place now, whatever that equals, and so because we don't know when the second season will air, we wanted to like make mention of like this time in history, but not make our show revolve around it. Right. So the show still revolves around like, these fucked up lovable people and like what they're doing. And like COVID is definitely like a thing that happened, but it's not like the crux of the show.
Well, I think it works uniquely for at least your show because it's like this family would be like sort of in this space where it's like, yeah, that happens to other people.
Yeah.
And even though it is,
it does feel like that would be like
know?
they're in their own bubble that would like not be affected too much by.
Because there are people that are just living like that. They're like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess this huge history making thing is happening, but it doesn't affect me. Why do I care?
Dude, it's so weird when you see people on Instagram or whatever, and you're like, wait, how are you allowed to go to a giant party?
Yeah.
Like wait, how were you allowed to like charter a boat with 100 friends? Like, what's happening? It's so confusing.
Called not giving a flying fuck about it.
Yeah, not giving a single flying fuck. I guess that's what it is. It breaks my brain when I see that stuff. I'm like, wait, this is real, right?
I'll stay connected in some way.
Yeah.
But it feels like further and further apart. Like there are people, I know people that haven't left their house like for months, except to maybe walk around the block or go to the store.
Yeah.
And even that is like really rare for them. But then I know people that like haven't stopped traveling this whole time.
Yep.
Maybe, I don't know anyone who's been going to like massive parties or anything, thank God. But
I do like when I see like celebrities who like will be doing something with like a large group, and there's always like this like big old like preface like, don't worry, like we're all tested beforehand, but there's like 40 of them. So it's like, okay, great.
Right. Yeah, and you want to go like, okay, break it down for me, because the stuff that I read says that like, okay, you might have all walked onto this boat and gotten tested, but it's probably not going to show up for 2 days. So like, wait, what? But yeah, the disclaimers are hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like, we're okay. It's like, okay.
Well, and it's the other side of that sword. It's also like a testament to like how fucking like willing we are to like just cut down anyone via social media if like they don't immediately like announce their intentions or this or that. So it'll be fun because then like you also see like your one random Aunt Judy who just like went down to the mailbox and she's so afraid. She's like, it's all good, guys. I got tested. I want to get my mail.
Yes. I'm hoping that when we're all vaccinated, like it'll just be cool again.
Yeah.
My mom got her second one today in Texas.
Oh, good.
Like,
awesome.
God, maybe we're like on the road to like, we'll all just be cool.
Yeah.
I know. I kind of had fantasies today about like getting my second dose, and then just like I was like, but what? Then what? What am I gonna do?
Right.
Nothing. Like I can't just like rip off my mask in a store and be like, fuck you all. You know, like it's just like
You could if you wanted.
I could, yeah. The one thing I'm excited about though is my sister is also gonna be vaccinated, and the one that degraded my career, and she also is vaccinated, and she has a new baby, and I'm gonna like finally be able to like put the baby in my face without being scared about it.
That's great.
But I feel like it's actually really interesting like material for your show, because there is so much like what we're talking about, like there's so much judgment and hypocrisy that sort of, because I've found myself like looking at people's Instagram stories and being like I can't believe they're doing that, and then I find myself doing the exact same thing like 2 weeks later, you know, like as soon as I'm like so lonely I could die.
Yeah, it's all such a weird just head fuck. It's you can have such conviction about like that's wrong, and then like you said, one day to the next you're like, well, now I'm desperate, so dot.
But here I go doing it, and I'm being safe about it though.
Right.
But at least I don't have the audacity to post something about it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before we get too deep into it, we do have a bunch of questions like that. Let's get right into them if you guys are ready. We do have a voicemail too. I was gonna play that first. If we can get it pulled up. It's always like ready to go, and then the second I press play, then it's like decides to do the little spinning wheel of death.
Hey, this question is for Edie. I'd like to know what her favorite comedy movie is. That's all. Thanks, bye.
Oh, I love the like suspenseful ending on
Dun, dun.
Wow.
What if
So
what if she started talking right now? Like if we thought it was done and then it was like, also, bye.
And did I mention bye? I might have to name a couple.
Yeah, please do.
Raising Arizona is up there.
Oh, that's a good one.
Classic, yeah.
Oh,
Weird.
and John Goodman. I just
weirdly-
realized you got that connection there. He is
Yeah,
so
dude.
brilliant in their movies and everything he's in. But like and I feel like the Coen brothers like knew how to draw that genius out of him until you guys got a hold of him. And like I feel like once again we're seeing like that same level of genius I love to see out of his
That's
performances.
awesome.
Like I'm being for real, like not even gassing up. Like it's really great because he is just like on a different planet of like talent.
Dude, he's like for the ages,
Yeah.
like one of the badasses of the world.
Yeah, totally.
I gotta put Big Lebowski on this list too.
Yeah.
Man, it was on the other night and I was crying. The degree to which he's mad in that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the funniest thing to me. I mean, he is ready to blow at every second in that movie. And I'm like, what a funny fucking thing to maintain. I mean, he is like right on the edge for the entire time.
Yeah.
We've had this like lovable villain theme on this show the past few weeks.
Yeah.
Like we had like Elvira and we had Vincent Price. And it's like these people that like there's nothing on paper that's likable about them. But like they're so charismatic and like you're rooting for them to like burn the world down.
Yeah. I think part of it is just because like their wants are pure. Like they want what they want, and maybe what they want is like very fucked up, but you hope they get it.
Yeah, totally.
You want them to win. Gosh, those are at the very top of my list.
Those are good ones.
Oh, I'm forgetting something. Oh, you know, What We Do in the Shadows is in my top 5.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's great.
I just would like scream laughed in the movie theater. And
that's a great modern pick right there.
Yeah, I was like, God, I wish that I had made this or been in it.
Yeah.
I could also just watch that concept in like a million different variations.
Oh,
yeah.
So good. And the way they do it is so good. And it's so like low tech and just like so committed. Yeah, it's awesome. Those are my 3 I'm going to say.
Nice.
Yeah.
Actually, so I'm now looking at my written list here. Typed list, I should say. Someone want to know, kind of in a similar vein, which TV shows were influential for you growing up?
I liked, I really, really liked adult shows. As I say that, I'm going to also say like, yes, I also watch Saved by the Bell every Saturday, but
one of my faves.
R.I.P. Screech.
Like I was obsessed with Cheers.
Yes.
And I was obsessed with, I mean, the Cosby Show's obvious. That show was kind of for kids.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really, really, really liked Cheers. And I liked it for weirdly adult reasons. Like I think I got how funny it was that like Woody was so dumb.
Yeah.
And I got like that's not an easy thing to do. What Woody Harrelson was pulling off with that. I just like the feel of that world. I loved SNL from the time I was little, and there are many tapes around my parents' house of me like doing SNL characters and doing like.
Who were some of your favorite like performers from SNL? Like some of our characters or like things that like you when you're young you were especially obsessed with like those people.
Yeah, like as a little kid, I was like weirdly obsessed with doing a Pat impression.
Nice.
And I also was super into In Living Color, and so there was floating around my mom and dad's house in Texas. There's tons of videos of me being Pat or being Fire Marshal Bill, and like tucking my lip and saying like, "Let me tell you something."
That's incredible.
So I would say those were my biggies. I also loved like we didn't have cable, so there was like awesome reruns, and like that's where I got obsessed with Carol Burnett.
Oh yeah.
And like right around that time too, there was Tracy Ullman had a show on Fox that was maybe on right after In Living Color or right before it or something. So
where The Simpsons ended up coming from.
Yeah.
So
I was obsessed with her, and like
she's a treasure.
Those were the biggies.
Tracy Ullman is so great. I love her so much.
So great.
Yeah.
But all that stuff was definitely sparking my thing of like, oh, I like characters. I like pretending to be weirdos. Yeah.
I totally understand. I'm obsessed with Cheers. Like everyone knows about me. Cheers and Frasier, and also I loved MASH when I was a kid, and they were all such like adult, like kind of like sitcoms or whatever. Like Cheers, it's so funny. I think about it to this day. It had such like a brown look to it, as if it was like almost made in the 70s. Even in the 90s episodes, like it still looked like it was like set in like 78 for some reason. And something about that gave it like this real adult look to it, where I was like, whenever I was watching it, I'd be like cackling. I was like, I felt kind of like an adult watching. I was like, oh, I like this is like what my parents watch.
Absolutely. You feel like you're like have a grown-up taste.
Yeah.
And because you can kind of get the jokes, and like it's funny to a kid when like Norm walks in and everyone says his name, and like it's funny to like that Norm and Cliff are friends, but Norm's sometimes mean to Cliff, and Cliff's super annoying, and like
Norm apparently hates his wife and never wants to go. Like as you get older, some of that stuff you're like, geez, this guy's like a true
dude,
alcoholic.
That's the craziest when you sort of get older and you're like, oh, they were constantly talking about sex on this show.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, oh wow, that always flew right past me.
There are like some really like dark like undertones. If I feel like if you kind of strip down the elements of Cheers, it's like the alcoholic running
I know
sort of very like Sisyphus like kind of thing, and then the whole Sam and Diane like
I know
so tragic. Like
I was weirdly obsessed with the Kirstie Alley romance.
I loved her.
And like, oh god, there was something about her that I was like, wow, like if that's what being a grown woman and being sexy is like, that's what I want to be.
Sign me up.
Yeah, that like kind of deep voice. And like, I don't know, just for whatever reason, like embedded in my brain as like, wow, now that is a hot chick.
I feel like we see a little of her in the Righteous Gemstones, like out sometimes, just like taking the reins, you know. But there's like the childishness behind it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Major immaturity.
I have said this before, but I honestly think that her performance in the movie Drop Dead Gorgeous as what's her name's mom is like one of the all-time great comedic performances. She is like, she's really incredible. Her like real life trajectory is unfortunate, but man, she was fucking funny.
She was awesome. That movie's so good.
Yeah, I agree. I think that movie is like very fiercely underrated. Someone wanted to know, who is your favorite Sesame Street character?
Wow. You know, I think as a kid I would have said Big Bird because he was sweet. But now I think Oscar is hilarious.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny how mean he is. Like,
he
on a kids show.
Relatable with time, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
you get older, you're
stop bugging him.
Yeah, and as I get older and more, I'm like, Big Bird, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. That's true. If you're gonna hang out with someone, you're not gonna hang out with Big Bird in real life. When he's coming over, like, hi,
no, I want to hear Oscar
on?
Bitch. Yeah, I want Oscar to tell me who sucks.
You'll sit on the stoop with Oscar, just like, ripping the passersby.
Caitlin, do you have a favorite? Would it be Oscar as well?
I guess, I don't know. I don't really remember like watching that show, and I have trouble distinguishing it in my brain from the Muppets, so I feel like I'm gonna say a Muppet. Yeah, they all live in the same universe in my mind.
If we're going Muppets, I gotta go with my boy Fozzie Bear with those bad jokes. I love a guy, because it reminds me of me, just like nothing but bad puns and bad jokes, just like it's endearing as fuck.
Yeah, I didn't see that for you. Yeah.
If we're going Muppets, I have a hard time not picking Animal.
Animal's so good.
especially like if you put Muppet Babies in the mix, and the Muppet Baby animal was so cute.
Yeah, I love
Was it-
that show. That was a good
Oh,
one.
I love that show too. You know how they had like that woman who took care of
Nanny.
them?
You saw her ankle. That was it.
Yeah, was her name Nanny or just Nan? Like Nan?
Is that true? I've always it could be like the Mandela effect kind of thing, but I just in my head I've always known it as Nanny, but I haven't seen an episode in like 20 years. So
I mean, neither. But you're probably right. It probably is Nanny.
now I want to know if anyone in the YouTube knows and wants to put it in the chat box. Feel free to let us know.
I think it is Nanny. I'm like, ew, why would her name be? Oh, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of Webster's mom, who was literally called Ma'am.
Yeah, yes.
Ma'am and George.
It always cracked me up because like as a kid, it seemed like there was like this real matronly vibe about like her like green and white striped socks and like the pink dress. But now like I look back on, I'm like, oh, it's like kind of like a young hip looking outfit that Nanny had on. At least from
Nanny
the
was a
waist
hipster.
down. Yeah. What's your go-to ice cream flavor? I feel like we've gotten this one before me.
Oh, dude. There's a brand called McConnell's. You know that brand?
No.
They have this thing called oh god. It's like salted caramel chip. If you look that up, you'll find something close enough. McConnell's though is crazy. It's this company out of Santa Barbara, and it is like it's one of those ice cream brands that you like taste it and you go, oh fuck me. I'm not gonna stop till I finish this.
I'm looking right now and I can just tell by like the way it looks. It almost looks like when it reminds me of at Whole Foods, there's like certain like Italian pastas that you can buy that are like pre-made. And it almost looks like kind of like nondescript. It's just like a little cursive and red. And it's just like, yeah, it's this. You either like it or you don't. And I can tell I would fucking love it.
Yeah, you got to get it.
They're like, we don't need to overstate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, we just make good things. We're not worried about fonts.
Someone wants to know, because sometimes, so we also sometimes get people who need like life advice. And as I always say with these, we don't know who these people are. We don't get the context. So all you can do is answer based on what we're given. This person wrote, my cat is being an asshole. What should I do?
Was this me?
Well,
that's so funny. That actually got from the past week. I've been talking about Prince being an asshole.
I think it's a fair question. I love cats. We have a cat right now. We used to have two, and one passed like 4 years ago. Yeah. Her sister, Veruca and Violet. Violet, rest in peace. Veruca's doing great.
It's a great name.
I wonder though. I'm a little bit obsessed with our cat, and so my advice might lean toward giving the cat the benefit of the doubt in a way that maybe this question asker doesn't want. But I do think if the cat's being an asshole, I would wonder like, what does that equal being an asshole? Does it equal like peeing on your bed? Does it equal like meowing too much? Because oftentimes I think we have to remember that like they can't talk to us. And so sometimes they get desperate and have to go like, please listen to me. And I think sometimes it's because they're hurting or they don't feel good or they're lonely or I think oftentimes if your cat's being an asshole, they're trying to tell you something and they might need more attention.
Maybe the cat was like dissing on their didgeridoo skills.
That's possible too.
Or less attention. Eric knows I've been like kind of concerned about my cat this week because he's always a bit of an asshole, but I am fine with that. I think it's cute, but like this week was just really like he was just like doing certain weird things, but also not wanting to spend a lot of time with me. And I was like, oh my God, he's sick. He's dying. I have to like take him to the vet, even though he's like eating and like running around outside, like has no signs of being sick. I'm just like, he's not giving me attention. So he's dying.
Yeah.
But I then went back to work today for the first time in like a month or two, 2 months actually. And I came home and he just came running down the street to greet me. And he was like, "Hi, Mom." And was like, jumped into the, like, eat his kibble. And he was like totally fine. And then wanted to come snuggle. So he just wanted me to get out of the fucking house for a little bit. He was just sick of seeing me. And my roommate was like, "Yeah, he like snuggled me a bunch of times today." And I was like, "Well, good for you guys." Like,
Oh, good for you.
yeah, maybe you're just spending too much time in your home and you should take a little vacation and your cat will appreciate you more. But also, you know, like Edie said, maybe they're sick or they need your help in some way. So we need more information to answer this question.
Yeah.
Listener, if you're out there, give us the deets on this cat situation. You're among familiar face though. If you're, that's not the phrase I'm looking for. What am I trying to say? You're in good company if you're talking about being obsessed with your pets, because Caitlin and I are obsessed with our pets.
Oh yeah.
I'm obsessed with Veruca and have been since she was a tiny baby, and literally will still do the thing of like, I'll go tell my husband, I'll be like, "Dude, you gotta go look at her," and just like she's literally sleeping. But that's a daily thing. I'm like, can you believe? Oh my God, can you believe her?
I know. I can't be friends with people anymore or like even conceive of dating them romantically if they don't get joy out of just looking at my cat do nothing.
Yeah, no way. It is a telltale sign of if someone is good or not.
Yeah.
Well, and like
totally.
You're just inevitably gonna lose interest in my whole thing, you know?
Yes.
That's also very true.
You're like, this is part of my core.
I
at some points have to freak out over how cute my cat is, and I need someone else to too.
If you don't get off on this, like it ain't gonna happen for us long term.
Are you saying Veruca, like the band Veruca Salt? Is that the name?
Yeah, like Veruca and Violet, the bad girls from Willy Wonka.
Oh yes, of course.
Which
And that's where
the band
got
is
the
named
name
after.
from.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that name. That's great.
Yeah, she's great.
What is your favorite means of communication besides talking?
I love texting.
Through oh my God, my voice, through like texting specifically, like the text message, like between phones, or like do you like it when it's like through like the Facebook Messenger or the IG DMs? Everyone has like their own favorite like place that they like
what
to
kind
talk.
of psychopath is like, I love Facebook Messenger?
Oh God, I love straight up texting. I love being on a group text thread. I love like trying to make people laugh on a group text thread. Yeah, I just think it's so clean and concise. And I know a lot of people would argue like, you know, your tone can get fucked up and all that, but man, oh man, I love just regular old fashioned phone texting.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun because it's risky.
Yeah. Yeah. And that
but
does.
Eric will not text me back if I don't message him over Instagram because I will go like we just won't talk because I will try so hard to like Instagram like really fucks up my attention span and my self-esteem sometimes because it's just built and designed to do that.
Yeah, dude, it's built for you to like compare yourself to others, which is like living hell,
or to like make me buy more sweatpants. And I'm so stocked up right now, so like I can't. So I'll try to, if I don't have anything to promote, I'll try to delete it. And like if I go like 30 days without, I feel amazing. My attention span is back. I'm reading books. I'm like, my relationships are all great. But I haven't talked to Eric for like a month because he will not respond to my
oh my
text.
God,
man. I feel very both seen and attacked, but it's also all very accurate. I was thinking the other day, and Caitlin, we even talked about this on episode, or maybe I was just thinking that we did because everything feels the same now. I don't know if what I've said on podcast or I've thought in my head, but isn't it so weird that at this point, like text messaging and like every form of that, like whether it's through, you know, in like a Facebook Messenger, like email or just actual texting, it's been around long enough now that we've all learned like our own texting voice in a weird way. Like we know, isn't that weird? Like you cultivate after so many years, like how you are going to communicate yourself. Like, are you the type of person that's like long paragraphs, or is it like the millions of those? Do you use periods after every single thing you say? Like you find the emojis that you always like stick to. It's so weird how like you end up like cultivating this like texting personality,
Totally.
essentially.
It's interesting too how if you have like a group you text with, how there's certain things and certain language things and jokes that
Oh,
you
yeah.
would never ever want to put somewhere else. And I don't even mean, I just mean like weird. Like I have a group of girls that I text with constantly during this pandemic, and it's been such a fun lifesaver. But there's a weird thing that came about at one point where if somebody says something like, I don't know, either lame or shocking or whatever, there will be at least one person will just write OH. And then there'll be like 5 of us going like, oh. And I'm like,
That's good.
That
I
would
like
be
that.
so confusing if I did that anywhere else. Or if someone says something lame,
Yeah.
we'll literally start putting the dumb emoji with the sunglasses.
Oh, yeah.
Cool guy.
And then you'll get like 7 of those in a row.
Yeah.
But like the O one, I'm like, God, what a weird, like almost other language. Like I would
Yeah.
never write this to someone. Like they send me a message and I just go, oh.
I'm just picturing your friend being like Richard is leaving me. And it's like 5 of you in a row are like, oh.
Oh.
Right. And on this text thread, I would absolutely do it. If someone
And then
said
you send
Richard is leaving me, I would say, oh.
And then you send a picture of your cat as like a follow-up like 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
It's like
great.
how my sister non-ironically answers me when I tell her anything.
Oh, it's the worst.
When I told her I got the vaccine today, she wrote the weirdest thing, and I don't know what it means. It just said, "Glad you're on your way, B."
Sounds like she's saying, glad you're on your way, bitch.
Is she calling you like BB?
No, she wouldn't do that. I feel like it was just, it was either not for me or like, I just
Glad
like,
you're on
gave
your
up.
way.
I was like, you know what? Fuck this. We don't need to have a relationship.
I think the B was a typo.
Yeah,
I think it was.
which is almost like the worst because like there was a typo and it was like whatever. Send
Let's
it
see.
out.
Is the B next to? Well, no. I was gonna
But
say is
also
the B
glad-
next to period. No.
Glad you're on your way. Like, what is in response to I got the vaccine?
It is
It was
weird.
just so fucking weird.
It is weird.
And then, but like, and I would have asked her about it, but earlier in the conversation, I had been like, oh, you should check out this store that I like because it has all these like awesome work clothes because whatever, blah, blah. And
Yeah.
she just wrote LOL nice, like all lowercase. And I
Damn,
was
that's
like, you know
fucked
what?
up.
Fuck you. Like, I just,
LOL.
Yeah.
I'm giving you hot tips, sis.
Yeah. LOL.
Damn.
And I just wrote back, I'm serious.
Yeah.
This is illuminating about your relationship.
I know,
with your
right?
sister.
This is like the one episode she's gonna listen to, I guarantee. But I also think it's funny how like, so I'm on one dating app. I'm banned from every other dating app, but I'm on one dating app, and like it is funny how like you can kind of tell just through the first few messages if you're ever gonna be able to have a real conversation with someone.
Mhm.
Like I find certain things really charming when guys use, and like it's weird how like you'll find a random person that's a stranger and they'll use similar language, or like I find it really charming if a guy writes OMG a lot for some reason because I just think it's like cute. And like this
That's so
one
good.
guy messaged me back. I just wrote, "Hey, what's up?" And he wrote back, "Eric, I've shown this to you," in like a different font, in like cursive font.
Oh, yeah.
"Hello there," and then it was like a face with like squiggly lines like written out, and I was just like, I have to block this person. Like,
No.
and he was like a medical doctor and hot, and I was just like, we're never speaking again.
Oh no,
That thing is-
no.
Yeah, that thing is like copy and pasted on his like notes app, and it's like another girl trying to bust out the old squiggly lines.
Girls
Hello
off
there.
cursive. Like, ooh. Better get my cursive out. Trying to make some chicks wet.
Like if this is how you get married, like I don't want it. Like,
Oh my God.
this is how you bag a doctor. Like it's just nothing is worth this.
Oh, that's fucking
Get
crying.
another cat.
All right. My cast just went crazy over. Who messes up their lines the most on Righteous Gemstones?
Dude, nobody does.
Oh,
Yeah.
bunch of stone cold killers.
It's a bunch of
What about-
killers, dude.
Out of who breaks the most? Or do you guys all? Are you guys all good?
Yeah, there's not a ton of breaking. It does happen sometimes. But it's not like,
Do you get?
there he goes. It's always him. It's more like a circumstance can cause it. Like there was a scene that we shot in the final episode of the first season, where we're like, me and Danny and Adam are on a couch and we're sort of consoling Kelvin.
Yeah.
He's like saying like, you know, I don't know what's wrong with me. Sometimes I feel like I'm Jesus. Sometimes
I
feel like
love that
Yeah.
scene. It's so good.
we thought we were going to die that night. We were laughing so hard. My face was wet from like crying laughing. Because we started improvising a little bit and then, you know, horrible things started coming out of me making Jesse promised someone would go down on my butthole and like so many boyfriends
It's
will
so
have,
good.
which ones will do this? And then it was so late. That's what I mean, like it's circumstantial. Like we had shot all day that day and then it was so late at night we were doing that. We were so punchy and having such a good time that like it's more like that. Like a circumstance can cause you to like go, oh my God, I don't know if we'll ever stop laughing to make this scene happen.
I think that was like one of my favorite scenes. So I'm so glad you brought it up because like there's so much gold in that scene. And that like I love the sibling relationships because as you already know from this conversation, I have kind of a contentious relationship with my sister, but also like I would die for her, you know? So it's like I totally get that thing, and siblings can be like the worst fucking people to each other, and you can be like about to kill each other and then be like, are you hungry, you know? And it's it's
absolutely
really
like I can kill you, but someone else is coming for you, I'll fucking kill them. It's that thing. I'm glad you like that scene. It's one of my favorite scenes of the whole
it's so
season.
funny. Like his Satan voice is hilarious. Like the fact that he just like was really bummed out and like confessing that like, he's realizing that he's not Satan. Like it's very like weirdly believable for his character in that moment too. And then also like I love the like talking at the same time, like gassing each other up kind of thing when you guys are like, all right, do me. Because my siblings would never like show even that much like outward praise of each other, so it's nice to see and witness. But it's like, damn, these guys do love each other.
Should someone wants to know? Should we be worried about bean dip during these troubling times? Bean dip is. Are we allowed to say who Bean Dip is, or?
Yeah, Bean Dip's doing great.
Bean Dip is a hilarious character that gets busted out on Call Me Bang Bang a lot, but even around longer than that. I remember seeing YouTube videos with Bean Dip long ass time ago.
Yeah, Bean Dip came about at the Groundlings, and and then in the past few years, hangs out with Scott a lot on Comedy Bang Bang.
So hilarious. The one I love how much Bean Dip's been hanging out lately. I'm not gonna remember the exact. I mean, I won't know the exact episode, but is the one that I know Ben Rogers was on the episode. It was from like the middle of the summer. I feel like I was like crying,
and maybe like me and Ben and maybe Ego Norden.
Yeah. It was that episode, and I was driving from work and I was crying. I was laughing so hard. It was so good.
That's great.
What did you? I forget. What did you say now? How is Bean Dip doing?
She's great, dude.
She's
so rich and like parties so hard. Like she can't be stopped.
For anyone out there who's not, go check out the hilarious Call Me Bang Bang podcast in general. You should be checking it out, but then also look up those episodes because they are hilarious. Someone said, I heard, oh my.
Just fell off my chair.
I could hear that.
I literally just thought I better like stop sitting like this because I'm going to fall off my chair. And then I like got all settled and it was not the correct way.
Someone said, I heard you once guest wrote at SNL. Did you have any sketches that were used?
Yeah. I wrote a sketch when Kevin Hart was there, and I wrote like a Walking Dead parody. Where,
I remember. Oh, wait. Maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of Chappelle's show. Or the Dave Chappelle when he was on there. I feel bad now.
He,
How long ago was
this one
this?
he I don't know. It was him and then Justin Timberlake. Those were the 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So yeah, a hot minute, like 2009 or something.
Oh, okay. So so several years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
And so what was the sketch?
Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe it was like 2012. I don't know.
It was like last week.
He's like he's out and encounters the group from The Walking Dead, and he has clearly been bit. You see him get bit by a zombie, but he wants to join their group, and they won't let him join the group because he's been bit by a zombie, but he just keeps telling them they're being racist.
That's hilarious. That's good.
And then the next week I helped co-write a thing and produce a thing, like one of the
Off like site ones or whatever.
film segments, yeah, and it was about like a blinged out birth control that you'd like.
Oh, I think I remember
stick up
that.
inside you. Yeah, it was very funny, I think.
That's great. Oh my goodness. That's awesome. How did that come about?
They came and saw a show at the Groundlings and liked both the characters I did in that show.
That's awesome.
And asked me to come guest write. Yeah.
Is that like a common thing? I didn't even know that. I never even knew that they did that.
I don't know how common it is, but it's definitely a thing they do for sure. I don't know, like if they do it every other year or if they do it every year.
You're like, I don't know how many of them like actually like get like their Justin Timberlake starring ones like produced offsite. Like maybe just me, but.
Oh, right. Yeah, I don't know how often guest writers come, and I don't know if it's like every 5 years we have a few weeks of guest writers. I don't know. I feel like when I went a couple weeks before, there had been a couple other people that had done it, and maybe a couple other people before that. I don't know. Yeah, it was really, really fun. It was really, really lucky and fun to get to have something akin to a whole experience as a writer there, of like I got to write and produce a live thing and got to participate in the writing of a filmed thing and then help oversee the producing of it. And yeah, it was very cool to get to be that active.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
We are the time. We got like 2 more that we can knock out right now. Someone said, I realized my boyfriend is kind of boring during COVID, and then they used, that one emoji where it's like the it's 3 of those in a row, and then they follow up with, how do I make my boyfriend not boring?
Is it the emoji with the teeth? Like,
yeah, like like not my boring boyfriend.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What was the ending question? How do I make him not boring?
Yeah. Yeah.
Holy crap.
We have my old standby answer, Eric.
Email that
Email
dad.
his dad.
Get things really
Email
spiced up.
his dad?
Yeah. They'll get a good reaction. They'll get things a little bit spicier. There'll definitely be some like conflicting emotions going on.
Solves any relationship problem.
Solves. I don't know about solves. It creates something.
It's a cure-all.
What about
Cure-all.
I wonder if it's worth telling him, like in a moment where you're not like super pissed that he's boring. I wonder if it's worth telling him like, hey, I'm so bored.
You're like, I notice it's happening a lot when when we're around each other. Like, like, oops.
Or like make it a thing that you're both gonna do. Like, hey, want to both try harder to like be our best selves around each other?
Have you ever thought about developing a fucking personality?
It's like, when you bring up like a kink or something you want to like kind of investigate, and you're like, it's like that playfulness. You're just like, hey, like, have you ever thought about just trying to like bring that energy to it? Like, what if like you were more interesting? Like,
or like if you're not into it at all anymore, maybe get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Dump him. Email his dad.
Email his dad. I bet he ain't bored.
Yeah, email his dad.
That shit skips a generation, so that dad's probably like fucking
Yeah,
Tom Selleck.
It's time to reach out to Zaddy.
You'll at least hear something out of him. If that doesn't get a rise out of him, he is truly too boring and needy. But in all seriousness, I feel like if you're Well, for one thing, I don't have the privilege, Wink, of being in a relationship right now during a pandemic where I have to spend like 24 hours a day with someone. I actually had a friend reach out to me last night, and he was like, I feel he kind of was like saying that he felt sorry for me for being single. And I was like, I don't know. I'm like actually pretty stoked that I don't have to weather this with another human being, because that seems truly awful and not like a good thing for some people. Of course I get lonely, but also like there's fuck buddies and friends and Zoom friends like Eric to be had. And I feel like it's a little like harsh to judge someone, especially if you're living together, like based on spending every single day with them.
Yeah.
It just doesn't seem quite fair. So that situation, like maybe he isn't going to work, and maybe he isn't able, like maybe a big part of his personality is like, I don't know, like sports or something. And so like then that is boring to me. But like if that was something that got him at least out of the house and away from you, then but to like judge someone based on like this constant interaction, like anyone would bore me right now. Like my cat can't stand me right now. Like he just wants me to leave the house, and he loves me. He needs me to live, like literally like oxygen. So
what if she like messaged me right now and she's like, we don't even live together? She's like listening live. She's like, no, we don't even live together.
No, if you don't live together, then I don't know. It probably sucks.
Like she's clearly, it'd be funny if someone like really doubled down. It's like, please just tell me to dump them. Like they just want someone else to like make that decision for them.
Yeah.
Well, I think introverts are really thriving right now, and they're like really like showing how like interesting they are, because it's like they're like out there reading books and like starting things and whatever. And then extroverts, I feel like, are a little lost right now, and they can't like really like fully express themselves and like be, you know, they're uncomfortable. So I don't know if he's an extrovert and he can't like hang with his bros or I don't know, whatever. You know, maybe he's not that boring. Maybe he's just like struggling and lost, and you need to be a little more compassionate.
Maybe he sucks.
Maybe you're boring.
They break up, and he like tells his boys in the boys chat like, dude, Susan left, and they're just all like, oh dude, one last one. Someone wanted to know what's your best celebrity impression? Jesus Christ. I guess impersonation.
Ooh. Oh man, I feel like I have a really good one and I can't think of it. Maybe this one's not great, but it's like I can
Wait, don't tell us, but maybe we can guess it. See if we can guess it.
Okay, I'll do it. You're not gonna guess it?
All right.
Okay. It's kind of like I kind of have to sing a little bit.
Oh, hell yeah. This is great. Exclusive.
Oh my God, it's not good. It just sort of sounds like this.
Wait, should I get the didgeridoo out to accompany you?
Is that like
the worst.
Shirley?
It's kind of Billie Holiday, kind of.
I was thinking like Shirley Temple or something. I'm like, cheese, mister. That was actually good. That was really good. Kaylin, you got a celebrity impression?
No, absolutely not.
Well, then that was incredible, and I think that that means it's time. Before we say our goodbyes, it's quiz time.
Great.
Caitlin, do you have that pulled up, or do you want me to do it?
I have McDonald's ice cream pulled up.
Me too.
Okay, yes, I do have. What is your mental age? So we do a little like personality quiz thing on our show, a la like teen magazines in the early 2000s and 90s.
Yes.
So, and we actually have a source, super exclusive source that is online, and most of these are written by teenagers. So
great. Oh God, yes.
If even teenagers, sometimes even that's debatable.
Right.
And then every once in a while, it's like clearly like a really depressed office worker.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Someone where like the writing's like a little way too like precocious or advanced, and they're like in real specific like What do you do about like my wife Carol, who like, just like, okay,
No, there's always a kill your boss question.
yeah,
Got it.
Okay, so this is Ariana, developed by Ariana, and this is
Great.
actually relatively recent, 2015. So, what is your mental age?
I think probably like 18.
All right, well,
we'll
Actually,
see. Well,
20.
oh,
we're gonna see what Ariana thinks about that. So
Is Ariana a computer?
either a computer or a teen, maybe a teen computer.
oh,
Question number
Aw.
1.
getting
You
all
see a
angry
mo-
with its older computer parents.
You see a mother sit next to you holding an infant. You asked 50,000 questions about the baby's life, as well as asking to hold it, comment on how cute it is, or steal its candy and run.
B.
School was/is horrible. I hate teachers and homework. It's so stupid, boring, but necessary, or an excellent learning environment to educate children.
I think I missed the beginning of it. Did you hear it, Eric?
No, I think you
School
bust out.
was/is. Oh, I did. Okay, so
Just
school
do the whole
was/is horrible. I hate teachers and homework. It's so stupid.
Okay.
Ugh, boring but necessary. Or an excellent learning environment to educate children.
I mean, I guess B.
No.
Okay. And that is boring but necessary.
Yeah.
So 3. On weekends, you prefer to chill/party/go on social media.
Oh shit, girl, get it.
Oh.
2. Read books/do puzzles of any kind/take strolls. Or 3. Play with toys/play with friends.
Well, if 3 equals like not COVID and toys could equal like ridiculous games,
Okay.
I pick C.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Your favorite genre of books are fantasy/romance/fiction, books. Who needs books when you have TV? Or nonfiction/historical/nature.
A.
Same. Okay, 5. Your ideal home would be a cottage nestled away in a quiet town near the woods, in a city surrounded by interesting places and an awesome nightlife. Or 3, in Disneyland and we have water slides instead of stairs.
Ooh.
Water
God,
slides instead of stairs.
tough call on this one, but I gotta go B. But
Ooh.
wowee. Oh my God, if you could live in Disneyland. But I gotta go B on that.
I love that you're like, even in my fantasy world, I cannot be too whimsical.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I still want to walk to a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to pay $8 for coffee every day.
Imagine like you're, every single day you're just like going to Main Street, USA to get your fucking like, morning breakfast, and like those guys like the barbershop quartet, you're like, just shut the fuck up, I need my coffee, like every day of your life, like that same old like do. You're like, ugh.
You're like hungover.
Yeah.
Okay, you would say your best qualities are energetic, fun-loving curiosity, wisdom, kindness, and being able to understand others, or partying, LOL.
Partying. Oh.
I think B.
All right. Number 7, your preparation for going out usually consists of applying makeup/cleaning yourself up, 2, finding the coolest new thing to wear, or 3, putting a smile on your face.
Oh, 1 A. I mean, who's not gonna like shower and put on makeup to go out?
Your favorite type of game to play would be this website has like an epic number of pop-up ads.
Yeah.
Okay. Your favorite type of game to play would be crossword and word searches, action, technological or physical, Example, tag, hide and seek.
So classy.
Okay. Or pretty much anything involving a controller of some kind.
B.
Yeah.
I like how they were
B.
like action, technological or physical. Example, hide and seek.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'll take hide and seek.
Your favorite musician / actor is One Direction 5/5 SOS, Katy Perry / Taylor Swift / any rapper / Benedict Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch? Why is he on
Or-
that shit? Man,
Apparently he's popular with the teens.
Imagine a girl with a Benedict fucking Cumberbatch poster in her wall.
I'm just shocked that they say any rapper. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that's like if someone asked me, like, what kind of rap do you like? Just like any rapper.
Oh, shit.
Or last answer, Judy Garland / Bobby Driscoll / Marilyn Monroe.
Damn.
Wow.
What was the
What
original
a
question? It was just,
choice.
what's your favorite musician? What
It's
was
like,
it?
what's your favorite musician, also actor, and also band?
Yeah. And also rapper. All of them.
I gotta pick which. I think B was the one that said any rapper and Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah. And Katy Perry and Taylor Swift are in there too. All right. 10, your favorite movie is Frozen / Little Mermaid / Shrek,
Oh, okay.
Nonstop / Twilight / Mean Girls, or Harry Potter / Wizard of Oz / Lord of the Rings series.
Oh, wow. Gotta go C on that one.
Oh, shit. We got ourselves a real Potterhead in the house, it sounds like.
We got a wizard.
Yo, Slytherin. Slytherin, what's up, y'all?
Yay, I'm a Slytherin too.
Slytherins are nice.
Except for J.K. Rowling, apparently.
Yeah. The ultimate
Except
Slytherin.
Except for her.
Just kidding,
Okay,
Rowling.
2 more. Nothing annoys you more than when people make you pack away things, when teachers try to make it seem like exams aren't stressful, or when the episode of EastEnders is canceled.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I saw that at the end of this. I think this was written by a girl from the UK.
Yes, written by Brits.
I guess that's why she likes Benedict Cumberbatch. I guess he's a
Right.
real teen throb over there.
What was the first choice?
When people make you pack things away.
Huh. I think it's lame when the teacher says the test is no big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the last one is just the only question apparently that matters. It says, what do you think your mental age is? Teenager / young adult 15 to 29, child 5 to 14, or adult / elder 30 plus.
Damn.
I gotta go A on that.
Damn,
Child.
elder 30 plus.
I know. We got just lumped into the melds.
Oh, for 67%, you are 15 to 29. You are mature, but still young enough to go to parties and have a good time. You are at a good mental state. Enjoy life whilst you can. Adult life isn't far away.
The Vincent Price, like, wah ha ha in the background. Elder age awaits you at 30. Damn, she saw
Yeah,
you.
if you pick that third choice, Ariana's like, get ready for the grave.
Yeah. Like a little like skull, like just like floating skull thing approaches on your computer screen. Yeah. Wow. She saw you.
Saw me. Thanks, Ariana.
Yeah, we thank you, Ariana. As always, we thank Ariana and all the quizzes, all the tests, quiz makers.
Allthetest.com.
Yeah.
Quiz makers. And we thank Benedict Cumberbatch
Yeah, we see you,
for
buddy.
being such a
Always.
teenage heartthrob, apparently.
I real quickly because I know we gotta wrap it up. But did either of you ever see that weird Johnny Depp? It was about the Whitey Bugler, the Boston Black Mass. It was
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
About,
I've
like, the
seen parts
famous-
of it.
Benedict Cumberbatch plays like his, because it was based on that real guy, that real mobster guy from Boston, and White Bugler played. I'm sorry, Benedict Cumberbatch played the mayor of Boston at that time, who was like his brother. He was like some sort of like Boston, whatever. And there's a scene where he's like I guess leading the charge on like the St. Patrick's Day parade. Did you see that scene? It's Benedict Cumberbatch like just with like a little like staff thing. He's like twirling it around, and I saw it in the theater with my roommate at the time, and we were like howling. It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my life, and we got shushed by people around us. And Benedict Cumberbatch, he just seemed so delighted in that scene. Like he seemed like he was like his inner child was really like coming out in that moment as he got to like lead this parade and like kind of hip and skip and do all the fun things with his little baton. So,
That's awesome.
Benedict, I see you. I'll if I ever make it to Hollywood, I'll put you in a big old baton swinging movie.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you.
Weird, but nice.
You're welcome, Benny. That'll be my nickname from Eggs Benedict. Okay. Eddie, Jesus Christ. Edie, Jesus Christ.
So, Eric has a
made
thing where
so
you
far.
can't pronounce any name no matter how easy it is.
I know.
Because he overthinks it so much.
I was thinking too much about my boy. Anywho, thank you so much
You
for
know what,
being
though?
on.
I'm so used to it. It's like anytime I give my name and it's written down and then read by someone else, I am Eddie. Like that's for sure my coffee name. So it's no biggie.
I actually never. I knew it was Edie. I've always said it. I don't know where the Eddie came from, other than I think I was just said Eggs Benedict, and the Ed was just kind of like in my mouth already formed out for some reason. Edie, thank you so much for being on this episode. I'm honestly like been fucking crying the whole time, been laughing so hard. It was an absolute pleasure to have you on. Before we say goodnight, do you have anything you'd like to plug or anything you'd want people to go check out?
I think just if you haven't watched Righteous Gemstones, then go into HBO Max and watch the first season so you can be ready for the second one.
Hell yeah. It's seriously
Yes.
the funniest fucking show. And as we've been kind of talking about this episode and the episode before, Caitlin does have a new album that's dropping tomorrow, and we're going to be posting it all over the Instagram and stuff like that. So make sure
Listening
to
party on Saturday, I guess, or
Sunday.
What are we? Sunday.
We're
Oh
so
yeah, Sunday before the show.
the end of our episodes are always just like the rails are like we're just completely off them. It's all crazy. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Absolute blast. Thank you to everyone who is watching in the YouTubes and chatting and all that fun stuff. As I always say, Caitlin, thank you for being the co-host with the Mo-host. I'm gonna say goodnight to y'all. Good night, guys.
All right, good
Night, you guys. That was really fun.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you
you
so
so much.
much. Bye.
Bye.